Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend Kayla Nicole recently found herself grappling with a wave of emotional turmoil following her candid reflections about their past relationship on the podcast Unapologetically Angel. In an episode of I Am Athlete Daily that aired on Tuesday, Nicole broke down into tears as she shared her feelings about the significant backlash she faced online after discussing the details of her romance with the Kansas City Chiefs star. After the podcast was released, I genuinely thought that I had handled everything with grace and dignity, the sports broadcaster conveyed with palpable emotion. She recounted how at first she felt confident about her responses, stating, "I believed I had addressed the questions honestly and to the best of my ability. However, it seemed that the public had their own interpretation of things, and honestly, that didn't bother me as much at the beginning. Initially, the backlash on social media seemed to roll off her back, but then came an important phone call from her mother that shifted her perspective. My mom reached out to me, and it's those kinds of conversations that resonate the most with me," Nicole explained, her voice thick with emotion. She expressed that she was offended and hurt by the way people were perceiving her daughter. She felt distressed about the negative headlines and how they were twisting the narrative. With tears in her eyes, the visibly emotional 32-year-old began to share how this maternal concern impacted her. She laughed lightly as she recounted her mother's advice, saying, "My mom told me maybe next time we should just avoid answering those questions altogether, and honestly, it's as straightforward as that. You don't always have to give everything your energy. Sometimes it's perfectly fine not to respond." This humorous interjection provided a moment of levity amidst her emotional discourse. Earlier in the same episode, Nicole reflected on the significant lessons she learned during the media frenzy that erupted following Travis Kelce's newfound relationship with pop sensation Taylor Swift. "I think it's just part of my nature to be genuine and to lead with authenticity," she articulated, fighting back tears. "But I've come to realize that not everyone deserves access to that part of me. People may not always interpret what I say or the intentions behind my words in the way I hope for them to." This profound realization underscored the complexity of vulnerability in an age where public perception can drastically shape personal narratives. Nicole poignantly acknowledged her lack of control over how the public interprets her actions and words, emphasizing the frustration that comes with navigating the unforgiving landscape of social media. "I have no control over how people perceive me, and that's a hard pill to swallow," she lamented, her voice trembling slightly as she conveyed her thoughts. The backlash Nicole received began shortly after her appearance on the Unapologetically Angel podcast, where she openly discussed a variety of subjects, including her past romance with Kelce and her lighthearted choice to dress as Teyana Taylor for Halloween, a decision she labeled as crazy. During the podcast, Nicole also addressed a slew of rumors circulating about her former relationship, particularly allegations that Kelce's cheap and that they shared expenses equally during their time together. When host Angel Reese questioned her about these claims, Nicole firmly dismissed them as ridiculous. She responded with a playful tone, asserting, "Do I look like someone who would split anything? That was never a concern in our relationship, but somehow it turned into this wild rumor online." Her confident rebuttal highlighted the often absurd nature of tabloid speculation, yet it also exposed the challenges of maintaining a private life amid public scrutiny. Nicole's experience serves as a compelling reminder of the intricate and often challenging dynamics of dating within the spotlight, especially when the relationships are intertwined with celebrity culture and media frenzy. It illustrates the emotional complexity involved in being vulnerable in public forums and how that vulnerability can be manipulated or misinterpreted by audiences who feel entitled to dissect personal stories. As Kayla Nicole navigates this difficult terrain, her reflections underscore the importance of mental resilience and the need for support systems like her mother during turbulent times. In an age where social media can amplify both praise and criticism, Nicole's journey reflects a universal struggle to maintain one's identity and integrity amidst external pressures and narratives beyond one's control.